feel bad about the deer, but it's not your fault. Things die. It's part of life. It's bad to kill, but it's not bad to die.
You die?
Well, yes, someday.
I die?
I don't know. You're made of metal, but you have feelings, and you think about things, and that means you have a soul. And souls don't die.
Soul?
Mom says it's something inside of all good things, and that it goes on forever and ever.
Souls don't die.
The Iron Giant is one of my favorite movies of all time, and is, in my mind, one of the best kids' movies ever made. Set in 1957 in the fictional town of Rockwell, Maine, it's the story of a friendship between a 9-year-old boy and a giant metal-eating robot that crash lands on Earth with no memory of who or what he is. But the Iron Giant is no average kids' movie. There are no talking animals or zany sidekicks or singing or magical realms. Instead, the Iron Giant takes place in a very real world, behind a backdrop of Cold War paranoia, while boldly addressing the issues of identity, self-determination, militarism, mortality, and even gun control in an age-appropriate way that's clever, powerful, and exceedingly original. The Iron Giant follows Hogarth Hughes, excellently voiced by Eli Marienthal. Somewhat of an outcast, Hogarth lives with his mom, voiced by Jennifer Aniston, who waits tables as she struggles to raise Hogarth on her own. Early in the film, Hogarth meets Dean, another outcast who, in a nod to the times, is a beatnik and artist who runs the town's scrapyard and is voiced by Harry Connick Jr. One night, Hogarth stumbles upon the Giant and rescues him from a dangerous jam. For that, the Giant, who acts more like a puppy or a little kid, and is voiced by Vin Diesel of all people, decides Hogarth is his new best friend and starts following him around, creating somewhat of a problem as Hogarth tries to keep the Giant hidden from his mom and the rest of the town, while feeding the Giant's insatiable appetite for metal, his preferred food. As rumors and evidence of the Giant begin to surface around Rockwell, a G-man named Kent Mansley is deployed to investigate. Mansley, who's voiced by Christopher McDonald, is a committed and highly paranoid Cold Warrior. Like much of the nation at the time, Mansley is spooked by Russia's successful launch of the Sputnik satellite, and is convinced that since the Giant isn't American-made, it can only be an enemy weapon which must be destroyed. This suspicion is confirmed when the Giant instinctively transforms into a powerful and deadly battlebot whenever it feels threatened. The Cold War and the danger of nuclear annihilation is laced throughout the film, from Mansley's paranoid rants to a hilarious spoof of a duck and cover movie that teaches kids that hiding under their desks would protect them from an atomic blast. When Hogarth and the Giant see a deer shot and killed by hunters, the film begins a fascinating and age-appropriate discussion of mortality, where Hogarth tries to explain as well as understand the concepts that killing is wrong, yet all living things die, but they have souls that are eternal. This also marks the beginning of an unexpected but extremely powerful anti-gun theme, where the robot must decide if he is a war machine, essentially a giant gun, or if he's a being with a soul that values life. These are pretty heavy concepts, but they're responsibly dealt with and experienced through the eyes of a child, as well as a robot who thinks like a child. After all, The Iron Giant was directed by Brad Bird, who went on to direct Pixar's The Incredibles and Ratatouille, which both have somewhat unconventional but extremely valuable messages for young people. The Iron Giant has become a cautionary tale around Hollywood, an example of how you can make a beautiful, funny, politically bold, critically acclaimed movie, then mess up the marketing so badly that no one sees it. But like all good movies, The Iron Giant has found its audience on DVD, where people can discover for themselves what an impressive piece of filmmaking it is. Older audiences will enjoy the references to the Cold War, America in the 50s, and the fact that it's a kids' movie that focuses on story and characters first, not just as excuses for noisy action scenes and dumb jokes. Kids will love the sense of wonder and adventure of a 9-year-old having his own personal giant robot to play with. And for people like me, progressives who just love a good movie, The Iron Giant is a wonderful story that soars above the realm of kids' movies to be a classic in its own right, that takes on complex issues like identity and war in a way that neither talks over or down to kids or adults. This is a great, great movie to watch with any of the kids in your life, and I'll bet you'll get just as much out of it as they do, and probably more. I'm Jonathan Kim, and this is a ReThink Review.